We are taught that the ordinary emotions that we have, such as feeling rather happy, can easily change into their opposites. Whereas positive emotions cannot change into any opposite because they come from higher centers which include the opposites. Just in the same way, higher mental center does not think from yes or no, but from yes and no together, so emotions that come from higher emotional center have no opposites in them. We are also taught that positive emotions come as rewards. We cannot induce them. But if we have worked at non-identifying against negative emotions, and so on, and also try to remember ourselves at rather critical moments when everything is going wrong, then we may have, sooner or later, a flash of this reward called a positive emotion, which is utterly unlike any of the ordinary emotions that we experience in life.
Now you're good.
We are told that this work has to do with the preparation of lower centers for the reception of the influences that are coming from higher centers all the time, to which we are not tuned properly so as to receive them. As I have often said, our lower centers are really receptive machines, and they should hear the continual messages or influences that come from higher centers, but there is something wrong with them. They are wrongly connected, they are filled with wrong attitudes, wrong ways of thinking, wrong responses to external stimuli, and so on. And it is especially the emotional center that is all wrong. It is said of the emotional center that it is rather as if you put your radio machine underwater and expected it to transmit a right. For this reason I have sometimes said that we have to squeeze out this wetness from the emotional center by a kind of pressure on ourselves by a to and fro movement, sometimes going in one direction, sometimes in another, until it becomes dry, that is until the water is wrung out of it. What is this water? To continue the analogy, this water is being identified with your negative states all day long. Take complaining, for example. I prepare something carefully and someone else wets the fire with what I have carefully prepared. I become furious. Do you not see that I am caught? Do you not see that the state of my emotional center is based really on violence? Because we understand from the teaching of this work that negative emotions simply led down to violence. For that reason the work says that man will never have peace on this earth, as long as he is based on violence, no matter what external modifications in the circumstances of his life are invented. In other words, the work teaches that unless a man changes internally he cannot expect to escape from the prison house of this life. In short, he cannot come under fewer laws, but must remain under from 48 to 96 orders of laws, and if he is very negative you may be sure he is under 96 orders of laws. So we must understand that although we have great possibilities afforded us, we have not got the technical apparatus to realize them, and the work indicates the general direction in which a man or woman must go in order to get this disordered state rightly connected up so that these possibilities can be realized. This is one way of thinking about the work, and it is extremely useful to use this way of thinking what the work is about when you consider such sayings of the work as man is asleep, man cannot do, and in consequence everything happens in the only way it can happen. People say, why does not everyone wake up so that we can have a new world? Now can you all see the answer? Do you find it easy to stop being identified with the tasks of daily life? Do you find it easy to stop self-justifying? Do you find it easy to stop internal considering, in fact, to flee from it? Do you find it easy to externally consider, to put yourself in the position of other people with their difficulties? No, of course, you do not. So what is the good of saying, why does not everyone wake up? If you find it so difficult to apply the technique of the work to yourself, so it is necessary to connect yourself with something that will always remind you what this work is about, and if you reflect with the inner spirit of your thought upon the meaning of the work and give it time and space in your mental life, and also try to practice it both in your internal life and your external life and your relation to other people, you may get, quite in a haphazard way, a flash of positive emotion, and then you will know that the work is true, and then indeed you will have a point in the work which nothing can move. As G once said, I want a man to reach a stage of understanding this work so that he can be bent, twisted and turned, and yet he will always point in the same direction. I will add only one thing. You must not let this work grow cold in you. The alchemical teaching of the work said you must not be more than 8 hours absent, otherwise the work gets cold. Only now can we work, and if you say, I'm going to work tomorrow, you will not be able to do it, but unfortunately we have so many misleading eyes that are always saying things to us, such as, you're so tired, and the trouble is that we believe in these I am so fall asleep again even from the tiny level of awakening that we have reached. It is necessary to observe I would want to mislead you all the time in this work, because they hate the work, since they know they will eventually die.